Hi everyone. Today we are going to study the duties of a system analyst. In our previous video, we saw the responsibilities and roles of a system analyst. What were the roles of a system analyst? Now, in order to fulfill those roles, what duties does a system analyst does for the organization or the business he is associated with? So the duties of a system analyst are: the first and the most important duty is defining requirements. The most important and difficult duty of an analyst is to understand users' requirements. It is not easy to understand the requirements of a user because most of the times even the users themselves are not well aware of what their requirements from the new candidate system is. There are cases when the users are completely not aware of what the requirements are, and in some cases where the users are aware of the requirements, even then they do not know what should be the complete set of requirements. They are only partially aware about the requirements. To extract those requirements is a difficult task, and in order to do so, system analyst uses various techniques like interviews, personal interviews with the clients and users, questionnaires, and on-site observations. So through these techniques, a system analyst defines the requirements of any candidate system. The second duty of a system analyst is prioritizing requirements. When the requirements have been defined and the system analyst is well aware of what are the requirements from a particular candidate system, the next step is to prioritize those requirements. All the requirements cannot have the same priority. We need to prioritize requirements as to know which requirement should be fulfilled first, which second, and which third. But these requirements are not given by just one person. They may be given by a set of users, or the same user may give a different list of requirements. So to find out whose requirements should be put first, whose requirements should be put second, to do this task, it is very important to convince all the users, have a meeting with them, and then come at a consensus, because different user, different requirements, all of them would want their requirements to be on priority. So to convince them that for the betterment of the organization, for the betterment of this particular, for the better functionality of this candidate system, this requirement should be prioritized, this requirement should come second in priority, and so on, the system analyst needs to have meetings with the users of the organization and tactfully convince them so that they all come at a consensus for the same priority list of the requirements. So basically the analyst must be able to convince all the users about the priority of the requirements. The third duty of any system analyst is analysis and evaluation. A system analyst analyzes the working of a current information system in the organization and finds out the extent to which it meets users' needs. Whenever a client comes up with the proposal for a new candidate system, a system analyst analyzes the existing information system of that organization. He analyzes the working of the existing information system of that organization, and then he finds out to what extent this current information system is meeting the user needs or user requirements. After analyzing this thing on the basis of the facts and opinions, the system analyst finds the best characteristics of the new or modified system which will meet the user stated requirements. So after the system analyst has analyzed the existing information system and through various conversations from the users of that system, he finds out that these are the facts that I've gathered from the users, these are the opinions of these users from the current information system, and then he finds out, okay, these the best characteristics which when added to the existing system or which when added to the new candidate system would fulfill or meet all the user stated requirements. So there are two possibilities. One is the existing information system is modified by adding new characteristics and then it fulfills all the user requirements. The other possibility is that if through the addition of just a few characteristics the existing system is still not able to fulfill the user requirements, then you come up with a new candidate system. So either you modify the new existing candidate system, existing information system, or you come up with a new candidate system by adding those characteristics which were not existing in the previous information system, and then the information system either after modification or a new one will meet the user stated requirements. The fourth duty of a system analyst is solving problems. A system analyst is basically a problem solver. Whenever a client comes up with the proposal for a new candidate system, it is obviously because of problems in the current information system. So the problem solving approach incorporates the following steps. In order to solve the problems of a client, these are the steps that a system analyst follows. One is identifying the problem. First of all, the system analyst will identify what the problem is. He must know what the problem is. Only then can he find a solution for that problem. Next is analyze and understand the problem. Once the system analyst has identified the problem, then he needs to analyze that problem, that why this problem is occurring. He should understand the problem, what difficulties this problem is creating, what difficulties are the users of the system facing with this problem. So he'll analyze and understand the problem. And in the third step, once the problem has been understood, he will find out solutions for that problem, and that solution will not just be a single solution but various alternative solutions or candidate solutions. Now out of all those candidate solutions, the best one would be chosen. The fifth duty of a system analyst is drawing up functional specifications. So this is a key duty of any system analyst, that he has to draw or obtain functional specifications. These functional specifications basically specify about the functional requirements of any candidate system. So it is very important that a system analyst obtains the functional specifications of that system which has to be designed. These specifications must be non-technical so that the users and managers understand it. So basically these functional requirements must be specified in such a way that they are non-technical. They are specified in a non-technical manner so that even the non-technical people or people who are not tech savvy understand the requirements. Basically the users and managers are not the people from the technical background, so they must also be able to understand the specifications. Hence they must be specified in a non-technical way. The specifications must be precise, they must be to the point. At the same time, they must be detailed enough so that they can be used by the system implementers. And who are the system implementers? They are the programmers who basically develop the final application software. That means they are implementing the system. The system analyst is designing the system and the programmers are implementing that system. So basically these specifications must be understood. They should be precise and detailed enough so that they can be understood by the system implementers who are your programmers. The sixth duty of a system analyst is designing systems. Once the functional requirements have been specified, that means the specifications, and then they are accepted, then the analyst would design the system, and the design must be understandable to the system implementer. Just like the specifications must be understandable to everyone in the team, so should the design be understandable to the system implementers, because with the help of the design works as a blueprint for the system implementers who are your programmers. So this design must be in such a manner that it is understandable to the system implementers, that is your programmers. Design must be modular, because when a design is modular, it is less complex and easier to understand, and it should be able to accommodate changes easily. Any system which is developed should be open to modifications or changes, because no system would remain the same all the time. It would require modifications. So that system must be, the design of the system should be such that it is easily able to accommodate changes whenever required. Then the last and the seventh duty of any system analyst is evaluating systems. An analyst must critically evaluate a system after it has been used for a reasonable period of time. When the system has been implemented, when the system has been handed over to the client and implemented over there, then after using that system for a reasonable period of time, the analyst must critically evaluate that system. While evaluating system, the time at which evaluation is to be done and how users' comments are to be gathered and used must be decided by the analyst. Basically, this is the post-implementation task which comes under maintenance of the system. So, the analyst must decide that after implementation, after how long the system has been used by the client, should it be evaluated, and how the users' comments about that system should be gathered. Users' comments means the reviews from the users as to how they are feeling about this system. What is the ease of use of using this system? What are the advantages over the previous system? What comforts do they feel after using this system? So all these things, various user comments, how they'll be gathered, that has to be decided by the system analyst. He may do personal interviews, he may give them questionnaires. So whichever way he finds suitable, it is upon the system analyst that how he should gather users' comments, and the time at which this evaluation would be done will also be decided by the system analyst. So these were all the duties of the system analyst.